Hello, 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 hello. So, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is 20 minutes in. I had been live streaming for about 10 minutes. I was live streaming. Everything looked like it was good. Then I looked over at the chat. Now, guys, let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me. All right. This is Intergalactic Trump. Look, like right now, I'm just trying to get this live stream done. I don't know what happened. But we're going to get through this, okay? So, Intergalactic Trump, thank you so much for hanging in there. Gardening, thank you for hanging in there. We had a major technical snafu. I don't know what happened, and I can't tell you what happened. But we were live streaming, and then I saw this chat. I saw this chat, and I was like, "Hang on, I've been live streaming all this time. What's going on?" And then I had to pause and then go into the settings to figure out what on earth was going on. And so it turns out that I wasn't exactly live streaming to anyone. So guys, I'm so sorry. So let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. We don't have the usual setup with the applause. I tried to rig it, but we're back on the old setup. Okay, the old one that we ran away from because it kept breaking. We're back on that one. Okay, so let's jump into this, and I hope that we've spent over 20 minutes, so I apologize. So let's listen to this. So the left hasn't changed. Okay, this is the left back in 1976 when the United States celebrated the 200th birthday of America. You're going to see the similarities between the left today and the way they've always been. They are a miserable bunch. Okay, they are a miserable bunch. Now, if you're listening and you're a lefty, I'm sorry, but you guys need to work on your emotions or something. You guys need help. You need a hug or something. So let's have a listen to this. This was 1976. What? What's going on with my screen? Oh, sorry, sharing the wrong. Jeez, here we go. Everything is breaking. Everything is breaking, but it's fine. Let's watch this, okay?
I think maybe the best thing for this country is 1975 being International Women's Year, even more than 1976 being bicentennial, because I think maybe women should have a larger say in really what happens in this world, and our basic loving tendencies, rather than let's beat each other's heads in to get what we want.
So how's it worked out for the world with more women getting a say in how the world runs? Have we had more wars since 1976?
I don't see a great orgy of celebration. Right now we don't have a great deal to celebrate.
I feel that it might leave a lot of people out. The bicentennial can be made to mean something, but it has to focus on all people and what the United States claims itself to be, So
somehow I feel that it's like a big fad.
Bicentennial's been kind of a dirty word here in Philadelphia and throughout the country, I think.
In many ways, the bicentennial is just being fabricated.
Have we been preserving the material things, the buildings, the papers, the documents, or have we been preserving the ideas, the principles of freedom, of liberty, of justice, of equality? I'm really afraid that our country's paid much more attention, if you look at the budget of some of these groups and organizations, into preserving the material aspects, and not enough has gone into preserving the ideals and principles.
Well, it's a bad time, I think, to have.
Listening to leftists, okay, they have these lofty ideas, okay, like what she just said. A lot is being spent on these other things. Okay, fine. Granted, that's happening. Can you articulate what they should be spending on that would reflect your best view of how the government should, help the United States reflect the policies or the values that you're talking about? They can't tell you.
So I really don't know. what we have to gain by it.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, after Watergate, the morale of the country's low. Maybe if we could inject some national spirit back into the country, it would do a lot of good.
Yeah, so that was 1976. That was 1976. Today, this is just, you need to poo. Guys, welcome to my life. That's my youngest. He's still awake and he needs to poo. Happy 250th anniversary. I wish the applause were working, but they're not. Okay. So this is Rashida Tlaib. Okay. This is Rashida Tlaib. Tonight's live stream is going to be weird. I am baking hot, I'm sweaty, and my son needs to poo. And I'm going to have to scream for someone else to go clean him up when he's done. He's going to scream. You guys are going to be hearing my family during this live stream. We're celebrating the 250th, okay? So you get to hear them. Yeah. And the boy knows how to drop a deuce, okay? Believe me. I don't want to go into details. And my door is open. And the washroom is open. Okay. So, all right. So here's Rashida Tlaib. Okay. She says she doesn't have time for the 4th of July fireworks.
My 4th plans are in the best place in your home state to watch fireworks.
Well, I'm going to fight fascism.
Okay.
The question is, where's the best place for people to watch fireworks? And she says she's going to fight fascism. These people hate America, guys. Like, I don't know. We can't say it enough. And we're not saying it because we're lying or we're smearing these people. They talk that way. We just saw a video as far back as 1976. These people hate the United States. They hate the idea of the independence of the United States. They hate the idea of freedom. They hate the idea that American citizens should celebrate the independence of the United States that gave birth to the greatest country in the world. They don't want you to say that America is the greatest country in the world.
Okay.
I'm going to fight for our democracy.
But what about the fireworks?
So I'll tell you, I have a love-hate relationship with fireworks.
Oh, do you really? Tell me
It's
why.
about you now.
It's
about
there was
you.
Some expansion done in the fireworks in Michigan, and boy, I hear from my residents all week.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You remind me.
Just for all my residents, please follow the ordinances. You're only supposed to do it a certain time of the day.
Nothing about, hey, we're celebrating the greatest country in the world. Hey, even if you're doing your fireworks, do it safely. But hey, this is the greatest country in the world. None of that. None of that. Gardening says she's too busy trying to destroy the US quickly. Look, I don't know, guys. It's insane that these people find ways of being miserable. They just want to be miserable. Now, this video I haven't seen, and I'm going to apologize if this goes sideways. Like tonight's live stream is just going to be one of those live streams. All right, but this is a lefty, okay? Now, this lefty, okay, tried to scream at this at Jack Posobiec's family in Philadelphia. Okay, now I don't know about you, okay? If I disagree with someone, I don't go around attacking them while they're trying to spend the day with their family. Intergalactic says, ordnance is exactly what I plan on using. Exactly. Like, look, guys, take pictures of your fireworks and post it on the Discord. We want to see the fireworks that you guys have been up to. All right. So here's Jack Posobiec and a lefty who should be spending time with his family, who should be spending time relaxing and having fun. Here he is attacking someone out on the street because he doesn't agree with them. And my son is calling me to wipe his bum. Can you hear him? Yeah, yes, sweetie. You're done. Oh, boy. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I have 2 minutes and 46 seconds. I'm going to play this video while I go wipe my son's bum. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. You're going to see an empty chair. All right, so keep the chats coming.
You are the enemy.
Oh, look at this guy. Hold on, we got a cop. Wait, turn the phone. Come back, sir. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. How are you? Please come back. Here, boy, step aside. Step aside. Sir, no cursing. There's no cursing. There's no cursing. Can you do no? Can you do no cursing?
Probably not.
All right, if you get, because we can't do cursing on air. We're FCC. We're FCC.
Okay, good.
Okay, so yes, I do believe we should get rid of that.
Tell me this, okay? My mom is half English, or my mom was English, my dad was Irish, right? Do I get to stay in the country when you guys pass laws that kick out all the Irish and the Italians and all the people of color?
All right, that's birthright citizenship? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yes, when you pass laws, because you have 4 votes now, right? You have 4 votes to overturn birthright citizenship.
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be great.
Yeah, and then you get to...
Well, for illegal aliens. Well, for illegal aliens. You understand it's for illegal aliens, right?
It's not.
Well, that's what the law is.
Did you actually... Protestant white supremacists.
I'm actually Catholic and Polish.
So what? So you vote for the wrong people?
So what? No, I can vote for whoever I want. It's the United States.
You vote for
so wait. I'm not allowed to vote for who I want to, sir. I'm not allowed. So I can't vote. I can't vote for who I want to. How's that freedom?
You vote for the wrong person. You vote for somebody who wants to kick you out of the country.
I'm not going to be kicked out of the country. This America. Did I say it's America? My wife's an immigrant right there, man. My wife right here is an immigrant. You're the one who stands. You're saying I can't vote for who I want. You're saying I can't. You're saying I can't vote for who I want. I can't. We're going. You said no cursing.
I die.
Sir. I just want to let you know. Make sure you film. No, sir. Sir, it's going to be overturned whether you like it or not because it's illegal. You see what they do? We got a nice day. There's children around, and you are the one who has a big problem.
Yeah, I do have a problem with you.
Sir, we're having a great day here, and you're screaming in front of children. You're screaming. You're hollering. You're causing a scene.
This is the room right there. They wrote, "All men are created equal." And you want to kick out the Asians and the Africans?
The illegal aliens. What was the first act passed by the Congress on immigration? What did George Washington pass? Boo! 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 Boo!
All right.
USA! 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 USA!
Well, the guy has no, intergalactic Trump. He has no concept of what's really going on. He's trapped by propaganda. They only repeat the talking points that they heard on TDSBC. All right. They believe that everyone in the world hates America. That's what they believe. Now, in a few minutes, I'm going to show you how. Okay, so while Rashida Tlaib is telling all of us that, I'm too busy fighting fascism to celebrate with fireworks, the Japanese are celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States. In fact, I'm going to show you what the Japanese are up to. Give me a second. I'm going to just show you what the Japanese are up to. Because it is so sad. It is so sad. It is so sad that Americans hate America while other countries and everyone else is celebrating the United States. Japan just did a whole fireworks show celebrating America's birthday today, as it's now July 4th in Tokyo. All right, let's watch this. Okay, I'm going to go full screen here. This is Japan, guys. This is another country. All right? All right. This is Japan. All right. And you have the Democrats who just hate everything about America. All right. You have Americans who hate everything about America. Screaming about fascism. We're fighting fascism. All right. Look, anywho. Meanwhile, in Texas, okay, like we said today, we're going to be celebrating the United States, okay? This is Texas.
Texas, including their America 250 July 4th
This is amazing.
celebrations. This video is footage from North Richland Hills, which is a suburb of Dallas-Fort Worth, where 2,500 drones filled the sky. Just look at that. The drones showed.
Yours is in 20 minutes.
American images like Uncle Sam.
This
and a
is
giant
amazing
red, white,
stuff.
and blue eagle with pyrotechnics attached to the drones.
It did.
Which gave them some extra flair.
Wow.
I've never seen anything quite like that before that we see on our screen.
Guys, this is what we're talking about. All right. If the left hates America so much, they should leave. They should leave. Okay? I'm really sick and tired of hearing these losers talking about, we're fighting fascism. The most fascistic display in the last 100 years came from the Democrat Party. Do you guys remember the vaccine mandates? They're fighting fascism, but they're first in line to put out fascistic laws that keep Americans from expressing their freedom. Freedom of speech. The Biden administration colluded with YouTube and social media platforms to censor anyone who said anything they didn't like. I remember when there was that chant that broke out during a baseball game, "Let's go, Brandon." What did the Justice Department do when that happened? Like, what did they do when that happened? I'm going to look for that, "Let's go, Brandon." Okay, because we were all there. We were all there. Let's see. Prosecuted. We were all there. If you said, "Let's go, Brandon," the DOJ paid you a nice visit. Okay. Now, well, it's not part of the show, so I'm not gonna, have any more delays. Now, meanwhile, during the hottest part of the year, you have Zoran Mamdani trying to make it even more miserable for New Yorkers. Of course, we covered it yesterday, saying that no one should use or turn up their cooling because they're trying to save the environment. They're trying to save the planet. All right. Now, here's something that's funny. All right. The same people who want you to turn down your cooling and use less power are the same people who will never do it in their homes or at their events. But before we talk about that, anyway, we're segueing into Mamdani. All right, we're segueing into him because today he has a very special spot, okay, tonight. Because this is the guy who essentially wants everyone to believe that he's a socialist. And the thing with socialists is they want you to operate under certain rules, but they don't operate under those rules themselves. Here's Mamdani, the report from CNN.
This. Do you support it? Ask Nikki Haley.
No, but I'm asking you,
Ask
like, do you
the
think,
state
like,
of
when you saw
Texas.
that, you're like, hell yeah, let me walk over there and knock that number up to 78?
Let me ask you a question. Is
But
Nikki
do you really?
the Republic of South Carolina
Hey, watch out.
communist
Hey,
state?
hey, slow down.
It's 78 there a lot. It's 78 there a lot.
What about
I'm like, do you,
Texas, Ben?
but do you support
And Ben, don't you live in Texas?
I live in Texas,
Okay,
and
so are
there's no
they
way in hell we're putting it on
okay.
78
That's why-
degrees.
that's why
By the
your-
way,
that's why
just
your
to be
grid
clear,
falls apart.
It's not 78 degrees in here right
Yeah.
now either. No one's going to abide by this. Like,
but
it's
Ben,
absurd.
But Ben, I'm just saying, this is a weird hill to die on.
No, because
when
it's not
Nikki
if you
Haley
understand
says,
who Mamdani
hold on,
is.
when Nikki Haley says, we ask that you set your thermostat to 68 or lower by doing
68
in the
or 78.
In the winter, this is for the winter energy conservation. So
There's
in
a
the
big difference between
winter,
68 and 78.
in the winter, they're
There's a
telling
difference.
people
It's
to
a
set.
different
She's
season.
telling
I understand, but
people
still,
to
68 's
set
a lot
their
better than
thermostat
78.
to 68. And also this.
So CNN goes all the way back to 2015. She goes all the way back to 2015 to pull up a quote by Nikki Haley to say, well, Republicans did the same thing during the winter. Who was in office in 2015? Who was in office in 2015? It was Obama. And I don't know the backstory of this, but as per usual, CNN looks for a reason to run cover for the socialists. Now today, we're behind schedule, so we have someone who just came into the living room and took a shit. And I'm not going to address his comments. And you guys can leave his comment up there because he's an example of why we believe the left is insane. All right. They come into a space and instead of having a conversation, they shit in the living room and run out and expect us to respect them. We don't respect leftists who act this way. All right. We don't. Remember when, okay, fine, Philip 8911. Okay, I wish we could have welcomed you a lot better, but we had to do a new rig. Remember when Texas entire energy grid went down at the multiple times where what happened with that? And you know what? Things break, okay? The fact that something broke is different from a socialist mayor who already leads with policies that aren't friendly to things like raising funds to take care of infrastructure, helping businesses or creating a business-friendly environment and so on. It's different from someone saying, okay, we're not fixing that. We want you to begin to, don't cool your homes because the grid is overloaded. And again, why is the grid overloaded? Why is it overloaded? Does it have anything to do with the fact that you guys have illegal aliens that have flooded your cities? All right. Now, Intergalactic Trump has an opinion, and it might tie in with Philip's position. Intergalactic Trump says they're cutting power everywhere for those damn data centers. Now, my perception of the data center situation is this: there has to be a more elegant way of handling zoning and allocations for where data centers are built. All right, putting them around residential areas for me is a no-no. It's a no-no because there are a lot of complications, and already we've had complaints about how it affects the water supply and so on. Philip says, yes, something broke. Mamdani is preventing that grid from breaking. Okay. So, Philip, I'm going to do a live interrogation of the facts, okay? I don't pick fights without the facts, okay? JM299 is in the chat. Sorry, JM, no applause today. Something broke, but maybe the next live stream will have it all figured out. So thanks. It's great to see you in the chat. Now, I'm going to do something here with Grok. All right, I'm going to do something here with Grok. Okay. What were the reasons why Mamdani? Okay, you guys can't see me typing. So Philip, okay, we tried to be fair. Told New Yorkers to reduce cooling. I don't know. To crank their ACs. Okay, to crank their turn their ACs up. Sorry. Turn ACs up to 78 degrees. Okay. So let's see what AI comes back. And you know what? You might be right, Philip. All right. To protect the power grid during an extreme heat wave. Ramdani issued the advisory as temperatures hit triple digits, the first such heat wave since 2012, warning that the power grid was working overtime. The goal was to reduce electricity demand and prevent potential outages or blackouts from Con Edison. Okay, so granted, you're right. So, Philip, correct. Now, the framing that we've got about this story, and we always try to be fair. The framing we've got from this story comes from two angles. One, the socialist mayor that promised everything was suddenly asking people to turn down their cooling. That's the framing we got. The second framing that we're looking at as well is the fact that most of these cities are overpopulated because the grids weren't designed to carry the population surge that happened over the last 4 years. Okay? Can we be fair to acknowledge that that's what happened with places like New York? Okay? So I'm going to be fair to say Mamdani isn't telling them to crank up their heat or their temperatures because he's trying to enforce socialism. He's doing it because the infrastructure is buckling under the extra weight. Second question is, why is the infrastructure buckling under the extra weight? All right, so you guys let me know what you think in the chat because I don't want to do your thinking for you. I don't. And I don't want to kind of be unfair. All right. So I hope I've approached this with, from a fair, point of view. Okay. Let's see. But another thing that we all need to understand is this. While they're telling the rest of us to crank up our temperatures, they're not doing the same thing, guys. Okay. They aren't. JM says, the problem is City Hall was 61 degrees when telling everyone to raise the set points to 78. That's what we're talking about here. Okay? Rules for thee, not for me. Two investigators released videos showing this. Okay? That's the problem that we're talking about essentially. Okay? I'm not saying that it's not prudent to protect the power grid if there's the risk of overload. Okay, if the power grid goes down, that's going to be a huge problem. It's going to be a huge problem. But if you have a situation where you're telling people to do stuff that you're not ready to do, that's a different issue. And then we also have the other thing that I mentioned. Sorry, let me take a drink. You also have the situation where the city is populated beyond what it is prepared for. Okay? Illegal aliens. Nobody likes to talk about it. No one wants to talk about it, but it's part of the issue. All right. Philip says, historical Hess Dome? I don't know what you mean by that. I live in Tennessee, and we got the worst of it. It was 108. Look, guys, I'm cooking here. I'm literally cooking here, but I need the lights on. And I'm like, as soon as I'm done, maybe I just go and take a cold shower. it was 108 for 5 days straight. My AC wouldn't even keep my house below 80, and it just got repaired. I'm sorry about that, Philip. Okay. Oh, heat dome. Yeah, so my daughter asked me this afternoon, why is it so hot? I told her, well, because we're close to the ocean. And I told her, well, it's because the cool air isn't blowing in from the ocean. All right, so that's the simplest response that I gave to her. But man, it's hot. JM says, we haven't had massive industry infrastructure upgrades in years. This was one of the main drawbacks of trying to force everyone to electric-based energy. Yeah, that's something as well. Okay, so let's see. We were late by about 20 minutes because I went live and the live stream broke and I didn't know. So I'm trying to cherry pick the best stories. If you want to keep talking about this, please post your opinions in the chat, okay? Post your opinions in the chat. I don't mind I don't mind having this conversation, okay? This live stream is really about conversations, all right? So as you guys can see, Philip came with a conversation, okay? He came with his own position and he defended Mamdani's position, and I'm like, fair. I'm not going to rant and froth at the mouth without understanding what's going on, okay? From everything that I saw, it was more of, why is he asking everyone else to raise their temperatures to 78 when City Hall is at a lower temperature, okay? And that was essentially the leaning of most of the conversations. But it should also be fair to understand that, okay, the infrastructure is at risk at this rate. But my question then is, why is it at risk? Like, we do have to have these conversations. And I like the fact that we were able to have this conversation, Philip. So thank you so much. And look, feel free to post more content. Okay. So I'm trying to find... Okay, so there's a I'm gonna see what's going on at Mount Rushmore. There's meant to be... Okay, so there's meant to be fireworks at Mount Rushmore. So if the live stream is still on, I don't think we're going to be able to catch it when it happens. But we're going to keep our eyes on that. I'm watching it right now on the screen, and we're keeping tabs on that. But we've already seen fireworks in Japan, and we've seen some light shows in Texas. All right, so let's talk about this while we're here, okay? And I'm sure that a bunch of us are going to have something to say about this, okay? There was news that Trump recently pardoned a bunch of people who were prosecuted and imprisoned by the Biden administration for essentially, the Biden administration claimed that they violated the Clean Air Act because they were repairing their vehicles, essentially. And Trump recently pardoned them. And true to form, the left jumped out and began to scream, oh, look at Trump pardoning more criminals. And then here's Abby Phillips saying, Trump pardoned over 1,600 people. So Trump holds the record of pardoning criminals, according to CNN. So she gets pushed back, and here's what they say.
I think if there's Republicans committing fraud...
Okay.
Well, look, I think if there's Republicans committing fraud, which I'm sure there are out there, they should be prosecuted. Well, Biden pardoned more people than in the history of pardons, so we don't need to get into the pardon game. With his auto pen, with his auto pen, thousands of people.
Over 1,600 people, so he actually holds the record for them.
No, I think Biden pardoned more than that.
No,
9,000 at least.
Yeah, it was like 9,000, 10,000. Or if you count commutations, I guess, is what you're...
Okay, I'm talking about pardons. Trump pardoned...
Okay.
He's only been president the second time for 1 year.
At least Trump knows who he's pardoning. Biden didn't even know who he was pardoning.
And again, if I may point out, Donald Trump... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, look, if there's fraud being committed by Republicans, they should be prosecuted. I don't think anyone disagrees with that. But you're talking about prosecuting blue states. I mean, look, if Republicans are in the child care fraud game and the nursing home fraud game, go after them.
You don't think that they are? You really think that it's likely that there's no fraud going on in red states?
So no one is saying that there's no fraud going on in red states. Red states, I want to believe, are prosecuting the fraud. The problem is that is being uncovered that in blue states, fraud being committed by immigrants, legal or illegal, is being covered up. And it's largely because the Democrats have painted themselves into a corner because they want to appear to be compassionate towards the immigrant communities to get votes. And so they have to create this two-tier justice system so that they don't appear to be racist when laws are being enforced. But that's wrong, and it's unfair to the American people.
No, but Minnesota is ground zero because of the report that came out.
So I'm sorry. I'm going to blame the heat.
It did the job of all the media.
I'm going to blame the heat. Okay. JM says these people were deleting the diesel emission systems to DEF liquid. Okay. And ERG equipment, which kills these vehicles. This one person was helping school buses, fire trucks, and emergency services. And then the Biden administration prosecuted him and put him in jail. He gets pardoned, and CNN is splitting hairs on how many people Trump has pardoned. Trump pardoned the people who were victimized by the January 6th situation. That was a bulk pardon. Okay? It was a huge number of people that he pardoned, and he didn't know most of them. Okay? And they didn't bribe him. But he felt that there was an injustice done there. And I feel that there was an injustice done there to simply blanket prosecute people who simply showed up at the Capitol on January 6th. Now, there are a lot of people who support the prosecutions because as far as they're concerned, January 6th was the flagship moment where the right wing or the far right took off their masks and showed who they really were. But that's not true. Okay, that's not true. And if you're honest, and if you look at all the footage, you ask yourself the question, how is it that Capitol Police were ushering the so-called rioters into the building? How is it that you had people who appeared to be plants, who were essentially Antifa in the crowd, among the crowd? How is it that you had FBI informants in the crowd? And that very famous informant has still not been prosecuted. They were all let go. There's this video of someone who was cuffed by the police. Then they took him to a corridor, uncuffed him, and then they gave him a fist bump, and he walked. So it doesn't pass the smell test. Where was the outrage when Minnesota burned? Where was the outrage, during the Summer of Love? Where was the outrage where Democrats were lining up to raise money to post bail for people who had attacked innocent people, burned down businesses, created life-threatening situations in blue cities all over the place? Where was the outrage? These are the questions that we have to have conversations over. And if the response is Trump bad and you bigot, then we're not having a good faith conversation. If you throw a question to me like Philip threw the rebuttal to me on the Mamdani comment that I made, and I'm like, okay, I can see your point, and let's look at the facts. And I look at the fact and I say, you're right. All right. If we can do it on the right, okay, on the conservative or on the Republican side, and we have more people on the Democrat side or on the left side doing the same thing, we won't have people screaming at our children like we saw earlier. We won't have people randomly attacking us and claiming that we support a sexual offender. Let's see. JM says all government vehicles and military vehicles do not come with these equipment systems because they know how terrible and unreliable they are. Yeah, and if this is true, JM, then it's a huge problem. How come the government and the military get to live one way and the rest of us get to live a different way? And then we get prosecuted for deigning to have the same equipment or the same configurations as people in the government. That's what we're talking about. JM says January 6th was a massive staged event to use to cover for the election fraud. Like I said, when you study what happened on January 6th, it doesn't pass the smell test. It doesn't. Let's see. I'm looking for one. Okay. So we have an update, two updates. Okay, so remember those climbers, the climbers who climbed to the tippy top of the Empire State Building. All right, so yesterday, and this is one of the stories that I couldn't get to. So yesterday, they were essentially arraigned. Let's see, two climbers who scaled the Empire State Building were released from jail and placed on supervised release after a brief court appearance. These attention-hungry stunt artists are basking in the spotlight while America looks foolish for letting foreigners enter the country and do whatever they please. Anywho, let's just watch this. I'm going to read the chat, so keep them coming.
Did they take away the?
All right, so I'm going to blame this on the heat. Okay, I'm going to blame Shift and say if my videos don't play, it's because of the heat. All right, I'm just gonna blame the heat. Okay, I've read you the news. So they essentially went up there, put up their love.
Did they take away the ring?
Now we go to take my ring and all.
Where's the
ring? So she's not even.
How did this compare to all the other routes?
Sorry, are they immigrants? She sounds like an immigrant. All right, she doesn't talk like an American. Like so. Let's see. Yes, very true. They have the waivers. Yeah, governments have the waivers. Anyway, let's not talk about that because that will take us down a very dark hole. And Intergalactic Wrangler and Intergalactic Trump. Okay, I renamed him. I miss my applause button. We've been talking about stuff like this for a fair bit. The climbers love it. Yeah, they love the attention. Okay, Philip is back in the chat. Philip says, by the way, for the Minnesota fraud case, Biden's DOJ prosecuted, and Trump's team finished it. All right, let's ask. I'm going to just type the question, okay? I'm just going to type the question. It's really simple. Did Biden's DOJ prosecute the fraud happening in Minnesota? I know that the investigation into Gavin Newsom started with the Biden DOJ. All right. I know that happened, or it started with the Biden DOJ. But you're saying that now, when you say prosecuted, do you mean investigated? Because I'm putting this into Grok. All right. So I like to. Okay, so Intergalactic Trump says that those two are Russians, I believe. Well, I guess they are. Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, so yes, Biden's DOJ actively prosecuted significant fraud cases in Minnesota, particularly large-scale social services, Medicaid, and COVID-era relief fraud schemes. Okay, now that is true. So why is it that when Trump's DOJ is still talking about fraud happening? I know about the Amy Buck case, but why is it that when it's the Trump DOJ doing the same thing that the Biden DOJ had already started doing, it's white supremacy? Tim Walz called it white supremacy. They attacked Nick Shirley for bringing it to light. They didn't say, "Oh, it's been prosecuted. Here are all the cases." They all rallied and said it is white supremacy, is racist. He looked like a child molester by going to these daycares. They did everything to smear him simply because he was on the opposite side of the aisle. Look, guys, I will make a horrible politician. So I'm not even, anyone who comes to me in a few years to say you should run for office, I'll tell them no. I will make a horrible politician because I expect good faith conversations from the opposite side of the aisle. I expect that if I support the fact that you're prosecuting crime, because you didn't see Republicans lining up to attack the Biden DOJ while they were prosecuting or investigating fraud in Minnesota. That didn't happen. You didn't see Republicans lining up to say that ICE was evil when Obama was deploying them into cities and states. And you even have Obama attacking George Bush for not deploying ICE to workplaces. Okay, I have the video. He was attacking Bush for not deploying ICE to workplaces. But the moment that Trump does it, he's a racist. All right, so let me read Intergalactic because he's breaking in on the last video. Also, breaking news: Russia's imminent attack on Poland. Okay, so Russia is not satisfied with attacking just Ukraine. He's also going after Poland. And there's always the argument about the NATO situation, but we'll talk about that later. Philip says, I don't think that. It's just that the Trump admin is investigating false allegations by Nick Shirley. I don't think so. Okay. The same people, these aren't false allegations. Okay. All right. So let me type. Are the allegations by Nick Shirley against the daycare centers he investigated in Minnesota? Let's just call it that, Minnesota. False. All right. So I like to do this because I don't have a position to defend. I don't. The only position I want to defend is the facts. All right. I will only say what I've seen and what we've investigated. So the answer is no. Nick Shirley's allegations are not entirely false, but they are overstated, methodically flawed in parts, and not fully substantiated as widespread ghost fraud at the time of his video. Okay. So it doesn't say that he was wrong, but it says that it was exaggerated. And that's the danger of YouTubers unveiling fraud. because in order to get people to watch the video, they have to make bombastic claims in the titles. My videos get very few views because I suck at titles and thumbnails, because I don't want to overstate things. I suck. Like, it's intentional. I suck at them. I don't want to exaggerate my claims. I don't want to say, breaking, Trump destroys the deep state. And then you come in and it's like, well, you see, there was this filing that took place. Like, I've watched videos like that. It upsets me to no end, and I don't want to do it to my viewers. So I try to avoid it. And that's why I don't get as many views or clicks because I want to be honest. I want to be known as someone who tells the truth. Okay, so whenever you see my thumbnail, it's like, okay, yeah, he's going to be telling the truth. Let's see. I don't think that it's just that Trump admin is investigating. So I'm reading the chat. I broke off to fact check myself. And I don't think they've prosecuted anyone. Kind of like the reflecting pool vandal lie. Reflecting pool vandal lie. If it was a lie, they wouldn't have okay, so reflecting pool. I'm going to show you how much of a lie that is. If that was a lie, they wouldn't have a grand jury indict the person. Reflecting pool. Okay. So you have this going on with the reflecting pool. So, like, it's always good to fact check. Okay. So if you heard that it was a lie, here's the lead prosecutor of Washington, D.C.
This was a deliberate act to damage.
I hate what's going on with my videos now. It's like, okay, I'm gonna click again.
Reflecting pool at the National Mall that members of the National Park Service actually have worked hard to restore and have witnessed. By Hearn's own admission.
Okay.
On June 19th, he reached down.
This is going to play. Okay. Anyway, CNN. So this report here is from 2nd of July 2nd. CNN keeps saying a man has been indicted for touching the reflecting pool. It's total BS. David Hearn forcibly and violently ripped up 2 square feet of sealant, then got in the face of a female NPS employee who asked him to stop. Okay, multiple witnesses have confirmed this, and a grand jury agreed, which is why he's now under felony indictment, 10 years in prison time. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna play, but it's not bogus. Okay, is the reflecting pool actually was vandalized. There's video evidence, and now someone is being prosecuted, Philip. Okay, so let's fact check and then just make our comments. If they find crime, jail them. I agree. And whether they're left or right, whether they're Republicans, even if it's Trump or his kids, if it's proven, okay, send them to jail. If it's proven. But let's not make things up. All right, so that's where I stand. Let's not make things up. Even when I cover fraud claims, like, there's a reason why I stopped covering the Ilhan Omar thing as closely as I did in the early days. You'll see these headlines, oh, they're close, she's done, she's cooked, she's being deported, and you open the video and it's just a bunch of nothing. Okay? Did she do any of that? It kind of looks suspicious, but there's no proof. Okay? And I don't like to insinuate things or try and prove anything without facts. But we also look at the other side and see how they attack people on the right and make up stories and say they're guilty because of these things. And when you look at the things they're saying, they're not true as well. So we all have to be fair and have to be level-headed about all of these things. Do I like Trump? Yes. Do I like Ilhan Omar? I don't like her position. I don't like her position. I don't like how she talks about the United States. Okay. But that doesn't mean that we have to make up lies in order to get one over on them. JM says, NATO has been poking the Russian bear for years. I really hope we don't get further dragged down at that rabbit hole. NATO sent weapons to Poland. And that's a bad idea. But Poland feels threatened by Russia because NATO has equally been arming Ukraine. And a war that Putin claimed would be over in a couple of days has lasted 6 years now, 5 years plus. So it's embarrassing for him. I think he's getting desperate. JM says Minnesota sealed some of those records because it was damning to some Democrats. Congress, I believe, is pushing for making them public. Well, when they make those public, I think we covered that story a bit last night. And I would like to see what's uncovered. Earlier this week, I said to you guys, let's not become like these people that we claim are telling lies. Let's not become like them. Let's not use these tools that they use. If there are no facts, let's not make things up. Okay, what was revealed was the emails were sealed by the court so that people would not be able to read the contents of the email. And when that report came out, I said, after Brandon Tatum had done his review, I said, being a public official and someone who represents the Somali immigrants to the United States and has said herself that she represents the interests of Somalia, of course, people will send her email. And some of those people might be people who have committed fraud. That isn't an indictment. Just like it's not an indictment for Trump's name to have been mentioned by other people in the Epstein files. But it didn't stop people from the left claiming that because they mentioned Trump's name in the Epstein files, he committed crimes. Like, that's not a fair way to handle these conversations. All right? It's not a fair way to handle these conversations. We need to tone it down. And when we say tone it down, it doesn't start with the guys at the top. The guys at the top are screaming as loud as they are because the guys who vote for them are calling for it. All right. When we cheer it on, they keep doing the same thing. But when we say, okay, you need to tone it down, okay, we're not comfortable with this, they listen because they still want our votes. Intergalactic Trump says, maybe finesse that thumbnail. I want to do something about the thumbnail. The problem is, by the time I'm done with doing research for the shows at night and so on, I have no time or energy to work on the thumbnails. And when I do the thumbnails, it's a struggle for me, but I'm going to work on it. Okay. But I want to thank you guys for tolerating my horrible thumbnails and still showing up. JM says the judge sealed the records. Yeah, that is true. Philip says they are prosecuting a guy that took a chip of paint from the water. It's all on video. Here's what I would say. Okay, if the grand jury saw that he was taking a chip out of the water and they were prosecuting him, it's wrong because I think it's overkill. But if he actually did cause more damage, and what we're hearing from mainstream media is he only took a chip from the water. It's like the Carmelo Anthony situation where a boy died and everyone is arguing that Carmelo Anthony is innocent because of the size of the knife that killed him. All right. It's not the same thing. If they actually committed a crime and the grand jury has confirmed that the evidence before them proves that they did, But CNN and TDSBC say otherwise. We do need to wait for the hearings to happen. Okay, so we can't go on the rhetoric that is being pushed by Fox News, CNN, TDSBC. It's all legal. Let's see how it goes, and we hope that the legal system still works. Philip says a good thumbnail tip: keep the wording vague and the picture obtuse. Okay, Philip. I will try. Thank you so much for the tip. I truly appreciate it. Keep the wording vague and the picture obtuse. I am too literal, okay? That's why I said I will suck at being a politician, okay? I will try to apply your advice. Your advice is great advice. I will try. Philip says, that's like saying someone that picks up a brick from a crumbling building is vandalizing the building. The Trump administration is lying. Philip, let's calm down. Okay, let's calm down. We've seen some of the videos, not all the videos. Okay, and if someone has been brought before a grand jury and the grand jury decides that they've committed a crime, then let's go for it. Okay. So let's see how that pans out. Okay. It was a shoddy job, and the hydrogen peroxide they dumped caused it. Again, Philip, these are talking points that are being pushed by media outlets that are not friendly to the administration. When you hear those talking points, but you see video of people actually ripping out these things, it's a problem. Okay, Philip says, according to scientists, I don't know. I'll believe scientists over this administration. Okay, so you say according to scientists, that's what happened. Okay, but we also look. The scientists weren't there. Okay, Philip, the scientists weren't there. The same scientists who told us that wearing masks would keep us from getting the super cold. The same scientists that told us that we needed to shut ourselves indoors and keep our kids from going to school, that grandma would die if we refuse to take the vaccine, and all of those things that they told us and they told us that ivermectin wasn't the right thing to take. Now we're finding out that they lied. I stopped having faith in the scientists or the experts a long time ago because they continue to manipulate us because we trust them too much. If we see a video and the video proves, we covered the reflecting pool extensively, exhaustively last week. For 2 weeks, we talked about it. We went through evidence. We saw the rips in the pool. There was someone who dipped a camera into the pool to show the rips. Okay. So unless you're claiming that the Trump administration themselves did the damage and are accusing people of doing the damage, that is a reach. Okay, that's a reach, but we're going to wait until the case is heard. Okay, so we need, and why do we have these people going out of their way to dip their hands into the pool? They never did it when Obama fixed it. They never did it under the Biden administration. Why was that? Because the pool was teeming with algae. But now, okay, sorry. If you're new to the channel, I pronounce it algae, okay, because that's me. Well, it's algae, according to Americans. So I know that gardening is going to go into the chat. All right, so yeah, so I get what you're saying, but then again, I need us to take a breath. Okay, let's take a breath. If it turns out that the DOJ is overreaching and is trying to set an example and so on, I will be one of the first to say, no, that's wrong. I will be. Okay. So let's just take a breath. The judges are blocking the proof. Okay. I run Iron's NY. I don't know what that Iron. Okay, I'm just gonna say Iron. Okay, Iron. Thank you. First time chatter. My trigger for the applause isn't working, but thank you for the chat. I think you're the first time chatter. So confirm if you are a first time chatter. The judges are blocking the proof. It's a sad day when you have judges essentially covering for crime. It's a sad day. But if they came up with a fair case to say there's classified conversations in the email and that's why it needs to be blocked, fine. But let's see how that goes. Okay. JM says you're right and I agree. Thank you for agreeing. I'm not yet sure what you agreed with because I said a bunch of things. Gardening says, hey, I need to step out. Oops. Sorry. So there's a fireworks show happening right now in Texas. Okay, she lives in Texas. All right. I hope she takes pictures, and if those pictures are clear, would love to see them. You should do a call-in show, bro. You sound like you're trying to be good faith. I am. And we do have a call-in feature. I've been trying to activate it for a long time. And I can look, I'm going to send you guys the link. I'm going to post the call-in link. Okay. Just join by voice. You don't need to put up your video. Just give me a second. I'm going to just put the call-in link in the chat. Okay. So that's the call-in link. Okay. When you join, just don't show your video, okay? Because I know most of you aren't set up for a live stream. Just hide your video. Just call in, ask your questions. We're going to try and limit the length of the conversations, okay? Maybe try and keep it to within 3 minutes, and then see if we can have a good time just talking, okay? So I've been trying to start a call-in feature for over a year. It's risky to have a call-in show because there are people who call in and they just want to ruin the show for everyone. But I do hope we're able to do something that's reasonable. Okay, we just want to have a conversation, and so let's just try and kick. If you're going to use the call-in feature, please just do this. Make sure the area is quiet enough so everyone can hear you. Don't activate your video because you're not set up for a show, so there's no need to show it. Even if you show up for a video, I'm going to hide your video because I wouldn't want. I'm not saying that those of you here are going to do it, but there might be people who might want to embarrass the show and get the show taken down, and the video might contain graphic content that isn't healthy for the channel. So understand if I don't entertain videos for now. All right. So all you have to do is follow the link, and then I'll get a notification, and then we'll see what happens there. Let's see. But thank you for that, Philip. And I hope if you're watching this and you enjoy the exchange that we're having, please consider subbing to the channels. We have 2 channels, a main channel and the live stream channel. And then we also have a Discord where we want to activate a lot of other benefits for those of you who want to work with us closely. Philip says, Camilo Anthony is not innocent. Dude killed a kid. And I'm glad that we can agree on what's right in front of our faces. Okay. We watched for days how people simply tried to shoehorn innocence into the conversation and make it all about race. And I was like, it is conversations like this that make it hard to have good faith conversations with someone who votes Democrat, because it's weird that you're saying that someone did something that caused the end of someone's life, and then you're blaming the victim for their death and trying to make it appear like the weapon that was used to end his life was too small, and therefore the ruling was wrong, and then lied to claim that it was an all-white jury, as if black jurors were intentionally kept out, when all of them to a man and woman said they would not be unbiased as black people. They could not send another black person to jail. And that was why they didn't wind up on the jury pool. So I'm glad you said that. So thank you. Let's see. JM says, enjoy the fireworks, Lynn. I hope you do. Iron says, too many people here are propagandized. Iron, let me see I think you said something earlier. Let's see. Too many people here are propagandized. I don't think so, Iron. Okay. You'll be shocked that there are people who are watching who aren't chatting. And it's like there might be things that you've heard. Like for me, I have repeated things that I heard maybe in the background and I was wrong. Okay, so there's that. But there are also people who assume things and then they find out that they are wrong. And you can have conversations with these first two people, but there are people who look at the truth and the fact that you're presenting to them and they refuse to even engage. They would call you all kinds of names because they don't want to engage, because they feel like if they accept that you're right on this one point, it means that they are right on everything, that they are wrong on everything else. That's not true. That's not true. I can admit that I'm wrong on certain things, but it doesn't mean that everything that I believe and everything I stand on is wrong. So it's really hard for people to own up to, when they're wrong. Okay. Believe me, I'm married. And sometimes I just have to say to my wife, you're right, I'm sorry. Even though I know I am right. Even though I know I'm right. I just tell her, you're right. And I just move on. Okay. But Iron, not everybody is. Not everybody is. But thank you for that chat again. Your second time chatting. Look, guys, let's just hang out and talk about this. Okay. Let's see. Philip says, pushed by the scientists. I'm trying to understand this comment. Maybe you can help me understand it. I'm going to keep reading. JM says, many scientists are paid by grants and need to take certain positions. COVID proved that. That's true. And if we can't acknowledge that that's happening, we won't be able to call them out whenever they come up with claims that we all feel are bogus and kind of sense that something isn't passing the smell test. We should be able to hold them accountable. Philip says, no, we can agree. No, we can agree. We will wait to see the outcomes of the cases. Yeah. So let's see the outcomes. And look, if it doesn't pass the smell test, if you're around when I'm reacting to it, I will be the first to say that it doesn't pass the smell test. Gardening says, there was that gay guy called Al. She couldn't resist. Al Gay. Iron says, first time chatter. Sorry, my applause button isn't working today, but I wish it was because I need to. Look, okay, guys, I owe you guys applause. Okay, so the next time I see you guys in the chat on Sunday, because we live stream Sundays to Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, if you show up on Sunday, I'm going to be pulling out the stops to fireworks, applause, everything. I'm going to see if I can pull that out and say thanks to you guys for making this live stream tonight an amazing one. JM says, I agree with the points you were making about not rushing to judgment and becoming sensationalized. It is an easy trap to fall into. It is. I trip up occasionally. And I'll tell you guys that it feels bad when I find out that I was had, that the headlines that I read on Fox News or on this conservative channel was pushing was embellishing the facts just to make sure that I clicked on the videos. So it makes me feel dirty whenever someone lies to me and I believe it. So I want to be that guy who can correct himself right in front of you and say, okay, I was wrong. And I also want to be fair. I don't want to gather a bunch of people who only want to hear one thing. Okay, how the other side is evil. And you guys know I have called certain people on the left evil. And I have also called out certain people on who pose as people on the right. And I've called them out too. So this isn't about being essentially partisan. There are principles, there are values that we have, and I and I look out for those values. And the first person to test is me. All right. So I'd like to encourage everyone. Look, I want to celebrate everyone who's been in the chat today. I'm gonna do a roll call by the time we're wrapping up, and I'm gonna say thanks to everyone because this has been an amazing conversation. All right. I thought this live stream was in the dustbin because of the way it started, but this actually has turned out to be a great one. So thank you so much. Gardening says, okay, I'm back. Was alone in a dark alley, so I tried to come back. Wow, inside, since I could not see behind me. Whoa, that was scary. Mosquitoes were bad too. Had to come inside. Bill Gates has been busy releasing more, I guess. Okay. Gardening says, I try to confirm videos and posts before sharing. Now, it is so easy to just pass them on sometimes, and it turns out to be fake. Yeah. I try to verify these videos before I show them. And sometimes I look at the videos carefully. That's why I use X. Because there are videos that I see and instantly I see that is community noted, that this is the actual fact of the story. The caption isn't accurate. I back away from it. Okay, I back away from it. I don't like liars and I don't want to become one. Fox News, Fox, CNN, Fox, and all the legacy media, this is JM speaking, have proven to be two wings of the same bird. I believe they want us all divided. I agree. I totally agree. Fox News covers things that favor right-wing opinions. It's a business model. They say the right things, they dress the right way. And you know what? It's all well and good, but I really want us to use our own heads and not get swept away by propaganda. I do. Hang on. I was tracking so there's this happening in the background, okay? There's this happening in the background. It's the Mount Rushmore ceremony. I don't think we're going to be, hang around to watch the fireworks. Okay, so what time is it now? It's 20 minutes to midnight my time, but that doesn't mean that you guys have crossed over yet. But I'm going to tell you guys happy anniversary. I missed my applause button. Gardening says, we just need to slow down and check things out before sharing quickly. I agree. Remember the other, when we spoke about discernment. Yeah, we do need, look, we all need discernment. We all need discernment. And discernment isn't sexy. Okay. The show that we're having right now isn't sexy. It's not me confirming every single thing that a certain group wants me to confirm. If I did that, the channel would grow very quickly, and I would continue to push the envelope of how far I can go, how far I can grift to bring in more people. Eventually, I will not be able to be objective about anything because I'm trying to keep these people happy. And they're only happy the more extreme I get. So I'm trying really hard to be that guy who just tells you guys the truth. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. All right, guys, it's 20 minutes past the hour. Today was an interesting day. Now, I promised gardening that I would cover her story. I'm gonna preview this first. I'm gonna preview it first. I'm gonna preview this story first. So gardening sent me this link earlier in the day, and I think it's the same. Okay, this is YouTube isn't going to like this. So gardening sent me a video. I saw this video in my feed. It's a video of someone who is using a gun to play the Star Spangled Banner. So they would shoot a target, and the targets would play different notes. And I've decided to be a good boy. I decided to be a good boy and not show things like violence or gore and blood or anything that will be, because you know what, if I showed that, people will click and click and click, because those are things that drive views, but YouTube would not like it, you know. So because there's a firearm in there. Is this the same Neil Johnson? Yeah, same guy. I follow him on YouTube. He does great stuff. Okay, so JM says, keep being authentic. This is what I really enjoy about the channel. Thank you so much. I'm gonna do my best to maintain this. And it is difficult. It's difficult to do so because I watch other channels and I really want to see growth. Yeah, I really want to see growth. Gardening says, I saw this on his channel today. Yeah, I found the clip on X. Yeah, I saw it and I was like, there's a gun in the video. And YouTube doesn't like firearms being on display. So they tend to frown at things like that. So I'm trying to be very careful. I'm trying to be a good boy. Okay. So guys, what do you think about tonight's show? What do you think about the way we engaged in the chat? The show, like, I had a bunch of clips to play, but because the entire setup collapsed, I don't know if it has anything to do with the heat wave. The laptop that I used for prep was it essentially froze and then crashed. So I literally had only a couple of minutes to set everything up and try to line up the clips, but you know that didn't happen. Is that okay? So are we going to see the fireworks? Philip says, are you on TikTok? It's easier to start there and have a YouTube stream up as well. Much easier to grow on TikTok, but you will get more trolls. Yeah, well, so I'm on TikTok. I've considered streaming on TikTok as well. The challenge is, in order to stream on TikTok, I have to qualify to be able to do that. There are a few things that I need to do. And currently, I stream on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Rumble. I was streaming at one time on X. And then I considered streaming on TikTok. But I need to qualify. There's some things I needed to do on TikTok, and I'll be honest with you, I was a bit. I will consider doing that, Phil. I will consider doing that because I'm trying to do everything I should to help the channel grow. I'll consider it. But thanks for letting me know. I'm gonna have that advice you gave me on the thumbnail in mind. I'm gonna figure it out. Like I said, I suck at thumbnails. I'm gonna figure out how to make that happen. I don't have a team. I don't have like a team. I have people like Gardening who serves as the mod on the channel. Intergalactic Trump is also a mod, and they do it because they love the channel. They enjoy my content, and they've decided that they're going to hang out with someone like me every evening, and I'm honored that that's happening. So I'm going to see if I can do something on TikTok as well. JM says, I got in late, but I enjoyed it as always. I think you provide honest insight and take a humble perspective on issues. Thank you so much, JM. When the channel grows, I want to maintain this humble perspective. I do. I don't want to become an influencer, and so that everything I say has to be right. Because we're all human. We get things wrong. And when we get things wrong, we should be able to say, I got it wrong. And a big part of the show that I want to begin to do more of is what I did this evening with the fact check. I did it earlier, months ago in the live stream. I would do it occasionally. Even last, I think 2 months ago or last month, I did it regularly. But I want to do more of it because people are looking for someone who is honest. So someone who tells the truth, irrespective of how it looks and how it makes them look. I want to tell the truth. So I'll try to make sure that I keep that going. Thank you so much, JM. Phil says, if you're looking for growth, TikTok is the way. It is the cheat code, though YouTube is better. All right. I'm gonna do some research on how to activate streaming on TikTok. I did get a bunch of trolls. On Kick and Twitch. They kept trying to sell me stuff. So the live stream will be going on, and you have all these people who were chatting, or bots that were chatting, advertising bots to grow your channel. Essentially, you pay them, and then they flood your live stream with bots. So I blocked those chats to keep that from showing up. So yeah, I'm not a stranger to those kinds of things, but I don't like seeing them in the chat because right now, because the live streams are smaller, I can talk to everyone individually, and I don't want the bots to interrupt that flow. So I will examine, or I will investigate how to get connected to TikTok. Gardening is asking us, if you are new to the channel and do not see comments being shared, we have 2 channels, Crossroads and Crossroads Live. Also, it could be because your YouTube setting at the top is on top chat. So click the drop down to set it to live chat, and then you see the real-time chats coming in. Thank you so much, Gardening. I appreciate that. And if you're new and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. Like the channel, like the video that's on your screen and the one you're watching. Please consider subbing on both channels. We are going to be including the links to both channels in future live streams. For now, the links we have are links to the Discord server. So please consider joining the Discord. Gardening is going to be setting up more activities within the Discord to help the community. So if you know anything about setting up Discords, please connect to the Discord server and look out for Gardening and give her some of the suggestions that you think will help us grow. Thank you, Phil, You've given me 2 suggestions already today. One on the title and thumbnails. 2, you told me about the TikTok angle. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Philip says, you got a sub from me, bro. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Phil. We live stream daily, Sundays to Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern. We try to bring fair and objective conversations, even though, you know, full disclosure, we are conservative. We lean Republican, but we are not, socio. No, not that's the wrong word. Sociopaths. That's the wrong word. We're not sycophants. Okay, if something is wrong, we call it out. Okay, we want to live our lives with a clean conscience, and we want to just say, look, if this is right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. And we tend to be harder on the left because of some of the positions they've taken that just do not make sense. So if you meet us on a day when we're going really hard, it's not because we have any malice in our heart. It's really all about waking people up on the left to say these positions don't make sense. Let's have a conversation. If you can't have a conversation about this, then it's a sad day. So I'm glad that this is another live stream that I would say is a really good live stream where we have people who want to have a conversation. And Philip, I appreciate you being in the chat. I appreciate the sub that you've given. Thank you so much. Don't be a stranger. If you catch us saying something you feel is off, call it out. Let's talk about it. We can fact check in real time to make sure that our position is correct or wrong, and then we will own up to it. Okay, but I really want to be that guy for you. So please, let's stay connected. And don't forget, the Discord server is waiting for you. This event on Mount Rushmore looks like a hoot, but I'm not going to be streaming it with you unless you guys want me to stay online and you want to watch the show along with me, because this is live. If you want me to stay online and you want to hang out with me and just watch the show, say the word. Say the word, and I will grab myself another cup of iced water and then we'll go for it. But yeah, and then both channels are monetized. If you feel like donating to, oh, sorry, I haven't read this chat. Please give both channels a follow, like, and be sure to come back. Yeah, so that's gardening. So both channels are monetized. If you feel extremely, extremely generous and you would like to support us with a donation, please feel free to do so. It helps out a whole lot. This is essentially, this is what I do Mondays to Mondays. I'm thinking about this channel all the time. It's not profitable right now. How come you're not working? I'm building up a software for businesses right now on the side. And being an immigrant, I can't work because some of my paperwork is expired and I can't work a regular job. So being someone in tech, I have some experience with building stuff, and I'm building something for businesses that I'm currently working on. So that's the story in a nutshell. But if you feel like donating and supporting our content, apart from watching it and chatting, which are huge, by the way, they're huge. If you feel like it, both channels are monetized, and you can actually send in a super chat or a super thank. Now, it's late for a lot of us, and no one has taken me up on my offer to watch party this event that Trump is attending on Mount Rushmore. So I'm going to just I'm going to wait a few seconds. No one is taking it. Then I'm just going to say good night. I'm going to leave the feed on and watch it. But I'm looking forward to the fireworks to see what it's going to look like. It's going to be, I think this is more of a vigil. Not a vigil, but it's more like a countdown to midnight for when the fireworks will be released. So I would like to see what that looks like. It might be a good sight. So everyone is tired. I'm literally just waiting for someone to say, okay, let's watch it. But I think I'm going to call it a night. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We're going to be back again on Sunday. I was planning on watching it anyway. All right. So I'm going to be watching it. Okay. So Lynn, are you hanging out with me or do you want to watch it on your screen? I don't want to change your plans. Okay. I don't want to change your plans. With or without. All right. Okay, guys. Lynn has essentially thrown down the gauntlet. All right. Let's see. All right, we're going to watch this together. I'm going to put on the audio now.
In everyone who served in our military.
All right. Before we jump into doing this watch party together, with this show was planned out, not essentially planned out to the letter, but we talked about this show over a week ago, and we talked about us possibly hanging around and watching the fireworks on America's 250th. So let's do this tonight. All right. So I'm going to leave the stream go. I'm going to leave it going, and you're going to keep chatting. We're going to keep talking about stuff. If you want us to look at stories, we can look at stories, but we can listen to the speeches. We're going to talk over the speeches so that we don't get a copyright strike. I'm literally watching this in real time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to step it back a little, just a little. The last time I attempted to do a live stream in real time, and I got hit was during President Trump's inauguration. All right. Gardening is wishing everyone who is unable to stay a good night and happy 4th of July. Enjoy your weekend. Okay. So she's saying good night to anyone who can't stay. Now, while we're watching,
but freedom doesn't defend itself.
I'm going to
That's our job.
Volume. While we're
My great
if there's anything that comes up, feel free to dump it in the chat. We'll talk about it. Okay. I'm going to be very careful so I don't get the live stream taken down. Yeah. So we're going to watch this together, and guys, just feel free to post your comments in the chat. We want to honor the United States of America. We want to honor what the United States represents in the world today. Is the United States perfect? Is the United States perfect? It is not. It is not. But it's still a force of good in the world, and we need to honor it. All right, so we're going to just listen for a bit.
And who put America freedom first.
And tell me if the audio is good. I want to be sure that you guys are
we have just
hearing
such a
it.
leader here with us tonight. We are joined by our 45th and 47th president, President Donald J. Trump. He is a leader who says what he means and does what he says. Ever since he's been back in the White House, it has been like a light switch is turned back on. Now the lines of communication with Washington are back open. Our state can partner with federal agencies and influence change at the highest level with just a phone call. We have a president who puts American people first. He puts American safety first. And he puts American freedom first. It was 6 years ago, President Trump helped bring this event back. And when we took office again, and when he took office again, we got right back to work. And you see the fruits of that work all around you. Mr. President, thank you for making tonight happen. And thank you to everyone here at Mount Rushmore and everyone watching at home for joining this incredible celebration. My mission as governor of South Dakota is to keep our state strong safe, and free. Like America is to the world, South Dakota has been a beacon of hope for what is possible when we keep government limited, when we remain true to American values and to our freedoms. Here, we recognize that our rights, liberties, and freedoms are not given to us by government, but by God. And government has no authority to take those rights away.
Yeah, I'm so glad at what I'm seeing.
America isn't perfect.
I am.
Lord knows the challenges will arise. But America has overcome challenges for 250 years and turned them into opportunities. And we will continue to do that by holding true to the ideals of the four men on this mountain. Happy birthday, America. Thank you.
Happy birthday, America. Happy birthday, America.
Thank you. Thank you. Please. There's one more man I'd like to thank. Secretary of the Interior, Doug Burgum, and the entire team at Interior. And to Travel South Dakota for leading efforts on behalf of our state. Of course, Doug is from our neighbor to the north. So Doug, welcome to the better Dakota. Seriously, ever since the Trump administration took the reins, you've been a great example of communication and collaboration with the states, which makes sense because you sit where we sit. So thank you once again to Secretary Burgum, to President Trump, and to the whole Trump administration for making this event happen. So now, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome United States Secretary of the Interior, Doug Burgum.
All right, I'm going to mute this. I don't want the copyright hit on music. Well, look, America is not perfect. The Trump administration is not perfect, but we should celebrate America's independence. And anyone who tries to belittle that achievement, all right, we have a problem with that. Okay, we should be able to just say the truth.
Being America.
All right, there's still music in the background. Give it a few secs.
250 years of the most powerful nation in the world. Yes, it was 250 years ago. We're on the eve of that. 250 years ago, a handful of patriots, ordinary Americans, they gathered together and they did the improbable. They wrote a Declaration of Independence. For the first time in history, they declared a nation that was founded not on hierarchy, not on monarchy, but not on hereditary, but on an enduring truth. That every American is endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. And among those, you know what these are.
Well,
life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Most in the world thought that this dream would fail, but instead it became something that you're all a part of. The greatest experiment in self-government in human history. It's the story of America that's always been a story of people doing improbable things, things that people thought were impossible, we make possible. Tonight we gather beneath 4 presidents carved into granite, beneath a mountain that tells us a story of a nation made up of people like you.
Wow.
Yeah, baby, that's a B-52. They can fly from here to the other side of the world and back from missions from North and South Dakota. Let's give it up for our great Air Force. But yes, as we gather beneath these 4 presidents carved in granite that are telling a story, they tell a story of a nation of ordinary citizens, citizens like all of you, pioneers, inventors, moms, dads, builders, people that had a dream and served their city, served their community, served their state, and some became presidents. We became the most exceptional, most abundant nation in history. Because what? Because of the freedom we had to turn opportunity into innovation and innovation into prosperity. We explored a continent. We powered the world with American energy. We fed the world with American farms. And we saved the world from fascism and communism. Not once, but twice. USA. Yes, that same spirit, that you're chanting right now lives on today. It lives on in our ranchers and farmers, our innovators, our entrepreneurs, our miners, our manufacturers, our small business owners, and it lives on certainly in everyone who served in our military.
Yeah.
And thanks to President Trump, that revolutionary spirit that founded this country, that Americans believe that they can overcome any obstacle, it has returned. Under President Trump, America is back.
Yes, America is back.
President Trump is leading us into a new golden age, an age with peace abroad and prosperity at home. The famous faces behind us remind us of where America has been. But the faces before me, all of you and all the patriots watching at home, give me the hope for our country going forward. The faces of ordinary Americans who care for their families, care for their communities, care for their neighbors, and care deeply about the future of this country. In just a few minutes, the 45th and 47th President of the United States is going to join us under these famous faces, the faces of his predecessors. And how great is it for all of us to have a leader who's committed to restoring American strength, restoring American pride, who believes in unleashing American opportunity and ensuring that America's greatest century is still ahead. President Trump reminds us that we're a nation of abundance, a nation of opportunity, that we've been built on freedom. We're a nation that dreams bigger and bolder than ever before. Those dreams that you have, the dreams that you thought were impossible, in this country, they can come true. We're a nation that believes that we can do the hard things again, not just the easy things. But you know what we can do? We can all seize this moment together. Let's make this 250th year, the year that starts tomorrow, worthy of our great nation, worthy of those that have sacrificed everything to give us this opportunity of freedom and opportunity. I invite every American to join us, join in this celebration, be part of this inspiration, this country unlike any other, and do it not for you, do it for your children and our children's children. God bless you, God bless President Trump, and God bless the United States of America.
Look, this is epic, okay? America knows how to put up a spectacle. And look, anyone in the world who has nothing good to say about this is simply jealous. They're belly aching because America is just the greatest, okay? It's just the greatest. Like, you guys know how to put up a show. You guys know how to put up a spectacle. You guys know how to sell yourselves, all right? And every other country, if you're feeling horrible about it, learn how to do the same thing. Hang on, let's see what's going on. All right, so the audio went flat, and I think they're trying to protect their copyright. They're trying to avoid copyright as well. So let's see. So there's music playing, and they turned off the music, so that's good. So I think they might also be careful for that, about the copyright situation. Tonight's show was really cool. Like, I totally enjoyed the live stream tonight. I enjoyed the fact that we had new people in the chat who engaged and had a conversation with us. I enjoy the fact that we were able to connect and be honest. Look, we're all never going to get things 100% right, and as long as we're honest enough to have good faith conversations, there's a future that we can look forward to. Okay, that's really that's all I want to say about that. So, do you know, I just realized that I set up the call-in feature and no one took me up on the call-in feature. And guess what? Our video didn't blink once. The only problem we had was with the videos that we were trying to play stalling and not playing properly. So maybe we go back to this setup because of the call-in feature, to see if we can do that. Because if we have people call in and literally have conversations that are fair, and I have a feeling that we're going to also have people that call in to try to derail the show and call us names. That's to be expected. I mean, if I put myself out there, I will definitely have people call me names and attack me. But if we can get that going, wouldn't that be epic? Garding said, he said, yes, I enjoy when conversations are happening. Look, I enjoy the fact. Now, for me, it's not about me dunking on people who don't agree with the policies that I agree with. It's not about that. It's about having a real good faith conversation. Just agree to disagree or own up to the fact that, okay, you made a point. I agree with that. I can see that. Okay, but how about this? And then I say, oh, yeah, I can see that too. Like, the Bible talks about iron sharpening iron. Okay, now I've turned on the audio. So the audio is on the live stream. The streamers have turned it off. I think President Trump is arriving. I think that's what's going on. I assume. Yeah. President Trump is here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America,
Look at him.
Donald J. Trump.
Oh, man. I haven't had dinner yet. Oh, he's talking and we can't hear him. He's already giving his speech. What's going on with this stream?
Thank you very much to the men and women of the South Dakota Air National Guard and those beautiful F-35s. We love them, and I want to thank you all for being here. This is a big crowd. This is a lovely crowd. And what a sight it is. I want to thank Senate Majority Leader John Thune, a good friend of mine and all of us. Senator Mike Rounds, great guy. Governor Larry Roden, thank you, Larry.
John Thune. Save Act, please.
Lieutenant Governor Ben Heisen.
Wow.
Oh, they're good.
Oh.
I was waiting for that.
Okay.
They said, you start speaking, they won't interrupt you at all. They didn't interrupt us at all. Thank you. They're fantastic. What great, incredible, talented pilots. Thank you very much. And Secretary Burgum, who's doing a phenomenal job. Governor Ron DeSantis, thank you. Governor DeSantis, where's Ron? Thank you, Ron. Distinguished guests and fellow citizens, tonight
those flybys are amazing.
We gather on the eve of one of the most extraordinary days in the history of the world. Tomorrow we mark 250 years of glorious independence and 250 years of majestic American freedom. Nothing like it. In all the chronicles of the ages, never before has any nation celebrated so magnificent a triumph as this one, the one that we are participating in right now. At 250 years, America is the oldest republic on earth. We are the freest people on earth. We have the most righteous and enduring constitution on earth. We are the strongest and most powerful country on earth. And by the grace of God, the United States of America is the most successful, most accomplished, most exceptional nation ever to exist in human history. And it is great to be your president. It is great. For a quarter of a millennium, liberty, justice, equality, self-government, and unmatched prosperity have flourished here as they have never flourished anywhere before. There is nothing like what we are doing. The birth and survival of the American nation under God is quite simply the best and most incredible thing ever to happen on this planet by human hands ever. That is ever, ever, ever. No other country has done more good for this world than the United States of America. And we give thanks for these extraordinary blessings. We remember that what we have created in this country is not the natural way of the world. It is not the norm. It is the exception. It is rare. It is priceless. And it is truly miraculous. Throughout the entire story of humanity, most people in most places have lived a life plagued by suffering, poverty, exploitation, violence, and misery. But here in America, in this land, on this continent, we have written a very different story. It's a tale of adventure, liberation, and unmatched greatness. It's the story of people governing themselves, the many uniting as one, the men and women rising by their own skill and talent to go further and reach higher than anyone has ever gone before. There has never been anything like this. The triumph of American independence was the result of the most extraordinary people in history, the most extraordinary culture in history, and the most extraordinary ideas in history, all creating the most extraordinary republic ever, ever, ever in history. It all came together for the miracle of July 4th, 1776. That was a big year. 250 years ago tomorrow, what a big day that is. I consider this a big day because I'm with you. I like that too. And by the way, we won big here. We won really big. Each and every time. But 250 years ago tomorrow, the words of our Declaration of Independence sent an earthquake through all of the coming time. They sparked a revolution that has never ended, but still continues to this day. And tonight we come to this beautiful mountain, and it is beautiful, to express our gratitude to those who made it possible, starting with the four men most responsible for reaching this milestone more than any others. We salute the father of our country, George Washington, the author of the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson, the great emancipator and savior of our Union, Abraham Lincoln, and the man who built America into a global superpower, Theodore Roosevelt. These are the men who declared the freedom, and won our freedom, and saved our freedom, and secured our freedom. They were men of action, men of ambition, men of daring, men of destiny, and men of truly great intelligence. Above all, they were great men of history. Tonight, on the threshold of our 25th year, we stand beneath the monument of these heroes, a true group of unbelievable people, and we rededicate ourselves to being a nation as big, bold, noble, and as great as these American giants. And that's not easy to do, but we're going to do it. These men could only have been made in the USA. Their faces are engraved on these bluffs, not only because of what they did, but to remind us forever who we are. These heroes exemplify what is timeless, enduring, and eternal about the American character. And in the end, it has always been that character, our distinct and unique identity. It is a truly unique identity, and it'll never change. It's the ultimate source of our strength and the bulwark of our freedom. On this anniversary, we must remember, we have to remember, we can never forget that American liberty has not endured for 250 years merely because of words on paper.
Yeah.
Liberty has prevailed here because of the culture and character of the people who declared it, defended it, and preserved it.
Yeah.
These are very, very special times, and this is a very special place. You live in a very special place. Congratulations, everybody. The identity of a nation is the destiny of a nation, and America has a destiny like no other because we are a people like no other. For whatever reason, that's just the way it is. Here, the old world sent its bravest, boldest, and most resilient, its fiercest, most faithful, and freedom-loving. These men and women brought values, traditions, and customs transmitted over the centuries in Britain and stretching back even further to Athens, Jerusalem, and Rome. The United States of America is where the greatest civilization in human history became greater than ever before. On the grounds and granite hills and the rugged plains of this wide-open continent, they forged a uniquely American character, a new breed of citizen. That's you. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're not that new a breed. You're a really good breed, but I'm not sure that you're that new a breed. Americans did not bow before a king or a government, but kneeled only before Almighty God. That's right. These were the people who founded our republic. These were the patriots who fought for independence. This was the spirit that demanded freedom, and this was the culture that built America and carved its heroes into Mount Rushmore. For generations, it was understood that the core of patriotic duty of every American was to pass this culture on to our children and to preserve the nation for centuries and centuries to come. But in recent years, there's been an undeniable attempt to change this exceptional character, to beat the American spirit out of us, alienate us from our history, and to make it impossible to even answer the question, what does it mean to be an American? As we march into our 250th year, incredible, beautiful year it will be, we must never forget there is no American freedom without American culture. And there is no American founding without the American people. Many nations have paper constitutions and legal systems, but the citizens live in fear and squalor. A constitution is only as strong as the people and the culture responsible for upholding it. But as long as we remember who we are, we have to always remember who we are and what we're all about. The United States of America will forever be the land of free men and women, and we will never, ever fail. So tonight, let us say clearly and proudly what makes Americans so unique and extraordinary. We're going to give our country its identity back. Above all, Americans love freedom. We cherish independence, and we know that we are the heirs to the most beautiful land, the most thrilling story, and the most precious legacy on which the sun has ever shined. In America, we do not need anyone's permission to say what we think and to live as we please, to worship as we choose, or to keep and bear arms. You know that.
Yes. Yes.
And for almost 6 years during my presidency, I've saved almost single-handedly, but working with John and some other great people, we've saved your Second Amendment, and I will continue to do so, I promise. Our rights here given to us by the God who made us, and those rights shall not be infringed. Americans believe in self-reliance. We look at success with envy not, and I say that some people are envious and some people are not. We are not, but with admiration, and we earn it, and we will always earn it, and we will always respect it.
1, 2.
We are an incredible, good, kind, and generous people, always ready to help a friend or a neighbor in need. No one has ever given more to charity, ended more hunger, cured more disease, or done more to uplift humanity than Americans, and no country ever will be able to match it.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Thank you. So true. Americans honor excellence. We admire boldness. We respect ambition. We are a nation of dreamers and believers, warriors and explorers, doers and fighters. In every human endeavor, Americans see an unfinished competition. What is strong can be made stronger. What is fast can be made faster. What is great can be made greater than ever before. And that's what's happening with America. Show us a mountain and we'll just climb it. Show us an ocean and we'll just cross it. Show us a problem and we will just solve it. Show us a task the world calls impossible and Americans will get it done. Americans are strong and always ready to stand firm for a good cause. We treasure justice, fairness, family, honesty, and human dignity. Unlike societies based on class, clan, or tribe, we see every citizen as an individual, equal under the law and equal under the eyes of the Lord.
Yeah.
In America, we speak English because that is the language of our founding, and for 1,000 years, that has been the language of freedom.
Yes.
An American always wants peace and order, but we will never shrink from danger or threat. We will always fight, 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 and win, win, win. We got to do that. Because this is our culture, this is our character. American is all of these things, but every American knows these are the traits that make our country exceptional, and exceptional it is. You do not have to be born here, but you do have to love what we have built. You must love our country.
Yeah.
There has never been anything like us anywhere on earth, and we are not going to let anyone take that away.
Yes.
Yet as we approach this magnificent anniversary, We see our American identity under a renewed attack. A generation after we fought and won the Cold War against the menace of communism, there is now a resurgence of the communist menace in our land, including from newcomers to our country who embrace ideas totally opposed to our way of life and our great success.
Yes.
These are not mere political disagreements like differences over taxes or regulations.
Yeah.
Communism is a mortal threat to American liberty. It is the greatest threat to our country, including World War I, World War II, Pearl Harbor, or even 9/11.
Yeah.
We're not going to let this happen to us.
Yes.
Believe me, we're not letting it happen. Because communism is the enemy of free people everywhere in the world. Never works. It's the enemy of the Constitution. Above all, it's the enemy of July 4th, 1776. It is the enemy indeed. Even while the radicals and extremists attack our incredible history at every turn, they are silent on the miserable history of communism itself because it never worked. Thousands of years, if you look at it, under different names, under somewhat different ideologies and systems, that system has led to more death and destruction than any system ever tried. It killed 100 million people just in the last century alone. Communism is the exact opposite of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's death, tyranny, and the pursuit of evil. The godless communist morality states that anything is justified to bring about inhuman visions and to really propose what's good. They don't want good. They don't love God, and they don't want God. They don't love religion, and they don't want religion, and they won't have it. But we will not let them win. They have no chance against us. They have no respect for law, justice, principle, tradition, or your God-given rights. It's an ideology of mass theft, mass control, mass lies, and mass murder. Such doctrines can be given no quarter in a democracy because the first thing they do when they get into power is turn around and destroy it. It always is destroyed. Just as communists have done in other countries all over the world, no matter where you look. Very simply, communism represents the worst ideas and abuses in history by the worst people. The American founding represents the best ideas and traditions in history by the best people like you. You can be loyal to Karl Marx, or you can be loyal to America. You can be a communist, or you can be a patriot. You cannot be both. As for those who peddle Marxist lies about our heritage, tell our children that we live on stolen land or that our heroes were oppressors, they're doing something much worse than slandering our past. They are slandering and attacking our future. Not going to let that happen. They're trying to tear down the great American character, to destroy the people who declared independence, who crossed the Delaware, who settled the West, and conquered the skies. You know who those people are. But we will never let that happen. Our American ancestors did not shed their blood at Concord and Trenton, Gettysburg and Shiloh, Midway and Normandy, just so that a band of thieves, radicals, and lunatics could come in and loot and pillage our nation. Our heroes died to win, build, and to save, and to build truly a great country, the greatest country ever in the world. So on the eve of this 250th anniversary of American heritage, we resolve and swear for all to hear that the citizens of the United States of America will vanquish communism quickly. Don't let them take too much of your time. You know they're wasting your time, don't you? But we're not going to let them take too long or too much of our time as they play their games and send them into exile. We will quit away, and we will continue to build our country bigger and better and stronger than ever before. America will never be a communist country. We can only lose the midterms if we allow ourselves to lose the midterms, if we are foolish, stupid, and unwise. But if we terminate the filibuster, as we should do, and immediately vote for the Save America Act, then we will not lose an election for 100 years. We do that, we're not going to lose an election for 100 years. The Communist Party is made up of illegal immigrants, criminals, and everybody that doesn't want to work. Communism is a loser. It always was, and it is right now. It's a big loser. Look at the people that are promoting it. They are not the people you're going to follow. In 250 years, the free people of this land have accomplished more with our liberty than any other society has accomplished, even in thousands and thousands of years. As you look back and you study, what our critics will never understand is that America is not the sum of its mistakes. Our mistakes make us human. Our achievements make us American, and nobody has ever had the achievements that we've had. We are the nation that dreamed and created the modern world. We laid the railroads. We raised up those big, beautiful skyscrapers, harnessed electricity, and invented the light bulb, the telephone, the airplane, the assembly line, the television, the microchip, the personal computer, the internet, the GPS, the smartphone, and almost everything else that has ever been invented, including, especially over the last few days in certain areas, a thing called air conditioning. We invented it all. We charted the human genome to cure diseases. We powered entire cities by splitting single atoms and planted our flag on the moon. Americans fill the airwaves of the planet with our music and our culture. We invented baseball, basketball, football, volleyball, NASCAR, and the rodeo. We love that rodeo of the West. Americans have won the most Olympic medals of any country in the world by far, the most Nobel Prizes. Well, they haven't given me one. Settled 8 wars, I still haven't gotten it. That's okay. And the most world records. We publish by far the most patents. We produce the best movies. We make the best music. And we raise up the greatest entertainers and strongest athletes the world has ever seen. So true. We built the biggest and most dynamic economy. And by the way, our country today is doing better than it's ever done before. Never had anything like it. With, as of last week, $19.2 trillion pouring into the United States right now from all over the world. That's the investments being made, and the record was 3. 4 years. In 4 years, the last administration did much less than 1, and we did 19.2 in 12 months. And thanks to our great election win, November 5th, and the tariffs, plants and factories are being built all over the United States right now, and they're being built at a number that we've never, ever seen before. So much more. We're breaking records by double, triple, quadruple. We created the strongest and most powerful military. We won 2 world wars, the Cold War, and left America's enemies in the depths of history. We beat Venezuela in 1 day. And we knocked the hell out of Iran. They're dying to settle. They want to settle so badly. We gave them a week off for a funeral because we're nice. For 250 years, the entire world has looked to our country and been inspired by the leaps of progress, feats of strength, and acts of selflessness, faith, and hope that could only have happened right here. 2 years ago, we were laughed at, mocked, and a nation in decline. We were in very serious decline. Last administration, what they've done to us, we can never, ever forget that. And today, we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. Everybody respects us. like no nation. Remember this, we're respected like no nation in the world is respected like us. Every king, every prime minister, every president, they respect us more than any other country by far. 2 years ago, they laughed at us. Now it's only respect. And I want to tell you, the best is yet to come.
Yeah.
So in conclusion, from the roaring waters of Niagara Falls to the shimmering gushers of oil and fire from our beloved Texas, from the magnificent fields of corn and wheat and barley of our farms in the Midwest, to the vast canyons of finance in New York City, from the billowing sacks of steel now being produced all over our country at record levels, to the car plants that are rising like we have never seen before. We have more plants under construction than we've had ever before. Automobile plants, something you didn't see of at all for 35 years.
Yeah.
To technology from the minds of geniuses that is being brought to life in all corners of our country, from the snow-capped peaks of the Rockies to the white sand shores of the Gulf of America. And to right here in the Black Hills of the Dakotas, after 250 years, American freedom still rings, the American dream still lives, and the American flag still flies more proudly than ever before over the people who will not quit, the nation that will not fail, the country that will not fall. No matter how hard the enemy tries, we cannot be beaten. Tomorrow we reach a milestone like no other and celebrate with joyful hearts and soaring spirits, because after 2.5 centuries, we know that this is not an ending. This is only the beginning of the golden age of America. And together we will make America bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. I promise you that. It's an honor to be your president. Thank you very much, and happy Independence Day to all. God bless you all. God bless you all. Thank you.
The Trump dance. I have to mute this. Oh boy. Wow. So what do you guys think of the speech? I think it was strong. I think, look, I the Trump dance. Hang on, I can't. Let me see. Oh, my wife is calling me. Give me a sec. Let's see if it's still playing. Oh, well, let's just play it. Whoa! There we go. The fireworks are on. Meanwhile, I got it fixed. Yeah, here we go. Is that it? I don't think so. There has to be more. Is that it? I don't think so. they're about to do it. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, there it is. All right, let me see if I can.
Of the sacred fire of liberty and the destiny of the Republican model of government are justly considered as deeply, perhaps as finally stalked, on the experiment entrusted to the hands of the American people.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
That this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
fundamental issue now before our people can be taken quick. It is, are the American people fit to govern themselves, to rule themselves, to control themselves?
Good night, Intergalactic Trump. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you. And have a great 4th of July. Have a great 4th of July. I'll see you on Sunday. This is cool. Wow.
So first of all,
This is
let me
epic.
assert my firm belief that the only
We still have about 10
thing we have to
nice.
fear is fear itself.
Oh, when the saints go marching in, now when the saints go marching in, yes, I want to be in that number when the saints go marching in.
Come on, everybody, clap your hands. Oh, you're looking good. I'm gonna sing my song. It won't take long. We're gonna do the twist and it goes like this. Come on, let's twist again, like we did last summer. Yeah, let's twist again, like we did last year. Do you remember when things were really humming? Yeah, let's twist again. Twist the time is here. Round and round and up and down we go again. Oh, baby, make me know you love me so. And then twist again, like we did last summer. Come on, twist again, like we did last year. Twist. Come on, twist again. Twist the time is here.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Are we 10 minutes behind? Yeah, I think we're almost 10 minutes behind. It is, look, seeing this, okay, is a reminder of what America represents. It sets the pace, it lets the world know who the leader is, and it sets an example of how to celebrate your country. All right? This is beautiful, right? And it's hard to believe that there are Democrats right now who refuse to attend because they want to stick it to Trump. Like, I'm trying to understand the rationale behind not celebrating your country simply because you want to appear to be against Trump. Makes no sense, guys.
She's up before the sun on the run. Another dollar, another day, another cup of coffee. Thank you, Lord, for giving me one more. She still leans on her dreams, but it seems sometimes she's the only one who still believes that life is hard. So she takes it on with an American heart. And it beats like a drum down in New Orleans, sings like a Motown melody. It dreams like California, bigger than the Texas sky. It bleeds, it scars, but it shines when times get hard. You can't break an American heart.
That is a nice song.
An American
The future doesn't belong to the faint-hearted. It belongs to the brave. The Challenger crew was pulling us into the future, and we'll continue to follow them.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. Lay down here the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. For these stars that shine. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. Staying on these red lines.
I'm laughing because this entire live stream right now, like, essentially, I think it's going to be demonetized. So it's fine. We're just going to let it go. With all the music has played. It's like, fine. Like, let's just celebrate, okay? This is good.
Let's ride. I don't know about you,
This is cool.
but I know about us. And we got 1776 reasons to party. Yeah, we just got paid. Yeah, we're settling up. And we got the subs up loud and we about to get it started. Cause we the people in the Constitution, bumping Alan Jackson on the Chattahoochee. We're back roads raised and Jesus saves. So let me hear you say hallelujah. So if you came to turn up, let your redneck loose.
Let your redneck loose. This is cool. Yep, we're donating it to our freedom, to our celebration of freedom. Hey, if you're watching on the main channel, okay, hit the like if you like what you see, and let YouTube, let people know that something good is happening here. This is good.
At the dawn of the 21st century,
That's
a
Clinton.
free people must now choose to shape the forces of the information age and the global society, to unleash the limitless potential of all our people, and yes, to form a more perfect union.
I can hear you, the rest of the world hears you, and the people people who knocked these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
The God-given promise that all are equal,
all
are free, and all deserve a chance to pursue
I
their
was
full measure of
wondering if
happiness.
they were going to play Obama, and he did. All right.
When you open your heart to patriotism, there is no room for prejudice. When America is united, America is totally unstoppable.
The work and prayers of century have brought us to this day. What shall be our legacy? What will our children say? Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you.
The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended.
It's nice that they did the other presidents too. It's our history, yeah. Obama included.
Of every American patriot.
The question is, will they do it for Trump?
Better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
This is beautiful, guys. This is those drones.
They come from the cities and they come from the smaller towns. Beat up cars with guitars and drummers go crack, boom, bam. R-O-C-K in the USA. R-O-C-K in the USA. R-O-C-K in the USA. Yeah, yeah. Rockin' in the USA. Well, said goodbye to the family, said goodbye to the friends. With the problems in their heads and very little money in their hands. Some are black and some are white. They ain't too proud to sleep on the floor tonight. The blind faith in Jesus, you know that they just might. Rockin' in the USA. Come on, Ray.
You know, I wish y'all would come along and help me sing this thing. It's all right.
Is that Ray Charles? Yeah, Ray Charles. Whoa! Thank you so much, Gardening. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Amazing. 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 Nice. Wow. This is beautiful, guys. I don't know what to say. What do you think? Let me know in the chat. I have one of those egg chairs that hang and rocks and spins, and I'm bouncing to the music. Love this. So thankful for our country. We have the best one. I agree. I agree. Anyone who says different is lying or simply hates the United States. This is beautiful, guys. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Wow. For 4 years between 2021 and 2024, I was concerned about the United States, very concerned. All right, but this is good. This is like America is back. And I do hope America stays on track. I hope America stays on track. You know, it's not going to be easy, guys. It's not going to be easy. There's a lot of hard work. There's going to be a lot of work. Like tonight, while the live stream was going on, the difficult conversations we had to have. You know, but we did it. You know, and there's still a lot. We still have a long way to go. All right, gardening. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for all the work you do in the background, for the work as a mod, for all the work you do. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. And for everyone, Intergalactic is asleep. I don't know if we don't have to listen to this. Everyone has gone to bed and is preparing for tomorrow. Tomorrow or today now is going to be a very busy day for a lot of us, being with family. But you know what? Call your family if you're not close by. Spend time with people you love. How come I'm seeing another super chat? I got confused. Thank you so much, gardening. Thank you so much. You went on both channels and dropped the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. I was like, is there a glitch? Thank you so much, gardening. Be with family. Okay. Love them. Don't let politics create a rift between you and your family. Don't. Well, yeah, I do have 2 channels, but thank you so much. Thank you so much. Don't let politics create a rift between you and your family or you and your friends. Okay, don't let that happen. Okay, don't let that happen. I know that it's trendy to separate yourself from people who don't vote like you, but I think we need to encourage more conversation. Yes, we get very heated and we want to push our position, and sometimes we go overboard. But let's not forget that we need each other. We do. So I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but earlier in the live stream, we had someone who didn't agree with our position. And we took the time to listen and to talk and to try to understand each other. And you know what? I love having these conversations where you vote differently, but we can talk. All right. You don't agree with the person in the White House, but you can talk with another American, another person who agrees with the person in the White House. But you're not calling them names or trying to make them an evil person. You're having a conversation. And on this day, on America's 250th anniversary, all right, this anniversary was bought with the blood of your ancestors. Don't spend today separating from family or from friends or from people who you love, but because they didn't vote the same way you did, you decide that you're not going to call them or talk to them. And you decide you're not going to celebrate the anniversary because you've been told that America is evil. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm all the way up here in Canada, staying up late. It's 1:15 in the morning here right now, and I'm staying up to celebrate your country. All right. Don't let other countries celebrate your country more than you do. Don't let that be your story. Okay. You can disagree with the way things are done, but do what civilized society does. Have a debate. Meet at the polls. Vote. All right. Don't destroy your families because you don't agree on candidates. It's not worth it. Believe me, it's not worth it. No matter what the politicians tell you, the professors and the experts tell you, it's not worth it. Okay, family is important. I have family who don't agree with my politics, but I still talk to them. All right, I talked with one of them today or yesterday. I talked with one of them. I mean, I see the calls and I take the calls and we talk. I know that I might not convince him ever to come over to my side, but he's family. So I think I want to encourage everyone, okay, who's watching, left or right, find a way to reconcile if it's possible. I think it's important right now. All right, it's important. Find a way to reconcile with family. All right, we've been going for almost 3 hours now. It's 2 hours and 55 minutes. It was a live stream that started out in a very wonky way, but we made it. And we wound up watching the fireworks at Mount Rushmore. And I want to say thank you to everyone who stayed till the end, Gardening, Intergalactic Wrangler. Thank you, Phil. I know you might not be watching right now, but Phil, thank you so much for the grace that you afforded us to have that conversation. I Run New York. I think that's what your handle is. Thank you for being a first-time chatter. Same to you, Phil. And thank you to everyone else who's joining and who's lurking and not saying anything in the chat because, you're shy or you don't want to say anything. But from what I said, find your family, okay? Hang out with your family. Have fun. Talk. Forget politics. Celebrate your country. Your country gives you the right to disagree on politics, to disagree with your leaders. and you don't get thrown in jail or you don't get assassinated. That's what America represents to the rest of the world. And I want you to remember that today. Okay, don't believe the lies you've been told. All right? Don't believe the lies. Open your eyes. Look around. Is there any other country on earth that is better than the United States right now? Name one. Okay, name one. You are privileged to have been born an American citizen. Today, while I was driving my daughter, she had a business thing. She's 10. She's learning how to be an entrepreneur. And I was talking, oh yeah, and JM21999. Sorry, I keep forgetting. I'm so sorry. JM, thank you so much. Coming back again and again and having these conversations is such a blessing. Thank you so much. And you're bringing that spirit of grace to the conversations. I do appreciate it. I was talking with my daughter, and she says to me, tomorrow is 4th of July. It's our Independence Day. And I smiled. I said, yeah, it's your Independence Day. She's an American citizen. I'm not. And I want her to celebrate that difference. I want her to celebrate that uniqueness of what she has and to be proud of it and to cherish it because it's important. I want her to grow up and still have a country. And that's why I do what I do. All right, guys, it's time to say goodnight. Thank you. It's hard to say goodnight. It's hard to say goodbye, but goodbye. We'll see you again on Sunday. We live stream Sundays to Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you are just joining and you're curious about what we do, please consider subscribing. Hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever we go live. And please join us and jump into the chat, okay? We love to have conversations. Yes, if possible, we entertain, but we love to have conversations with you. So please consider joining us next time. We will be back on Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Please consider jumping into the chat and engaging. We love to have conversations. And let us know what your heart is saying concerning some of the stuff that we will be covering on Sunday. We do this every day, Sunday to Fridays. All right. Gardening says to everyone, happy 4th of July and enjoy your weekend. Thank you, everyone. All right, guys. We will catch you on the next one. God bless you. Bye-bye.